Hey guys, today video is about promises in JavaScript. Promises are the way to handle asynchronous operation in JavaScript. Asynchronous operations are the operation that takes some time to execute. As you know that JavaScript is a single-threaded language, and it don't wait for any operation to perform, and if it takes some time to execute, and it continue and execute the code line by line. What that means, let's take an example and understand what is the use of promises, and how it can be helpful to organize the code more readably, and we can use it for a synchronous operation. Let's say we have a function. It's say simply user get user data, and it's a let's say fat-array function, and we have a set timeout here which take 1 second to execute the code. So here, first of all, let's return something, and here we initialize some value. Let's say username is equal to, let's say, any John. Okay. Let's go the spelling, and let's say we return the username, and here we call the function, and as we returning the value, we are fetching here, and username same, and here we console it the username. If you have difficulty, we can change into username. So the username here and username here are both are different. So let's run the code. Oh, that's undefined. Why it's undefined? Even if we return here, because of this asynchronous operation. Let's say if I comment out it and now execute the code, now it's John. Oh, what's wrong with this code? Actually, it's a as I told that it's a asynchronous code, and JavaScript don't wait for it to execute the code, and for that we need to use the promises here. We can also use a callback for that kind of operation, but that make the code very unreadable, and it complex made the code more complex. So let's understand the promise with some more real world example. Let's say, as you can see that we have a two object array here, that one is a user and the second is company. So our aim is to get the user according to according to the input. Like, let's say if I get the user by name Bill Gates, and after that we want to get the company of the user. As you can see that we have a ID 1 and 2, and here we have user ID that is associated with the user, that is 2 belongs to the second entry here is that is Larry Page, and the user ID 1 is belongs to Bill Gates. So we want to get the value, and we want to get both name of the user and the company name. So let's say here let's consider it's two table from where we want to get the data. So that is a practical example we can take from it. So how we can accomplish it? Let's create a function name get user data, and here we take, say, two parameter, key and value, and below down we call our set timeout. It's say 1 second, and now we want to, first of all, let's call it get user data. Here we pass two key and value. So the key we want is here is the name, and the value we want here is let's say Bill Gates. So we know the key here is name and the value is Bill Gates. So we want to filter the result from this. Let's filter out const filtered user is equal to users dot, we are using here the filter method. If you don't know about the filter, I have already created the video on it. You can go and watch the video. So filter take first of all take the parameter here, that is the current element, and we can filter here user. So we have a key here, so let's pass the key here and want to compare with the value. So what it did what it does, user dot name, this is equal to the value we have passed Bill Gates. So let's return it. So you can see for now it's not giving any value. So as you know that we till now we don't use the promise here, so we need to use the promise here because it's as no asynchronous function. So let's use the promise, new promise, and here we move the set timeout under the promise. So also we first of all talk about promises. It take two parameter. That first one is resolve and second is reject. So we add a condition here that if, so first of all as you know that filter is return the array, so we add the 0 value here and also add a, I think, comma here. So let's say filter user, we add a condition over the length dot length. We have a length like array length greater than 0 we will resolve. So take filtered user dot c the zeroth element. So what it does that it resolve if the filtered value we found from this object array. But if we not find any value, we can reject the promise. So new error, here we can pass no user found. Okay, so now let's add then statement. So as now it's a promise, this function changed into promise, and we have a value then to handle the promise here. So here we can get the user, and let's first of all console the user here. Okay, and let's say if we unable to find the user, we also want to console here the error. Okay, so let's run the code. So as you know, as you can see that it returned the code, and it's correctly the Bill Gates object. Okay, so what it did if we change the, if we input the wrong value here. So no user found, it's in 18 actually. Okay, so now it shows the what we pass here, new error, the no user found. So if so, we have a then method which return so in case the promise get resolved, it pass the value in then. In case it reject the value, it pass the value in the catch. It goes into the catch statement. So now we have another thing that we want to get the company name of the input values. So let's change into the correct one, and we also need to create here another. Let's copy the function, and we just change into company data. Here we change into the user ID, because that is the only thing we want to pass here. Now call it, and here we call what we call user dot id. So it passed the user ID over here, and we need to change companies dot filter and change into filtered companies. Yes, take it. Okay, so say company, and let's change into company dot user ID. is equal to the user ID we pass in the function. So we need to change here as well, and as well no company found. Okay, so we call the function again. We need to call the then statement, and it return the either reject or resolve. So for resolve we have a then statement, and here we can pass the company, and for catch, for the reject, let's say error, and console.log error.message. Okay, so let's console here backtick operator, and we take here user dot name is the CEO of company dot name. So we take the user from here, from this function, and the company from this function, and if it return all good, and we can get the name, both username and company name. Let's run the code. Oh, so it's saying that no company found. That's because we used to, okay, user ID. Well, okay, so that's because we used capital U here. Let's use the same as the small u. Okay, so let's run the code again. So you can see the output is Bill Gates is the CEO of Microsoft. So that's we want. So if I change here, say Larry Page, and it should change accordingly. So as you can see that Larry Page is the CEO of Google. So that's how the promises work in the JavaScript. So you can see that we have a promise here of get user data function, and then we handle it by then and catch statement. Then again we call another promise here, and same we tackle with the then and catch, and show the output of the both the functions. So hopefully it make more clear about the promises for you. If you really like the video, please hit like button